I'm standing in my high school gym. My face is red and hot, and it's not from exercise. It's because my soon-to-be volleyball coach has just said in front of the entire gym, "You are gonna be huge." And he wasn't referring to my amazing skills as a volleyball player. He was talking about the fact that I was 5'10" as a 14-year-old freshman. As it turns out, I never grew another inch, and I was a terrible volleyball player. But that's the memory that came flooding my mind when one of my good friends asked if I would go to our 20-year high school reunion with her back in 2016. I really did not want to go. I didn't have many friends in high school. I never felt like I fit in, and I just didn't feel included. That's what I told her. And she stared at me in disbelief and said, "Stefanie, you were the senior class president. How is it that you didn't fit in?" I think I was the vice president, but it's kind of beside the point. It made me start to think, why didn't I feel included? What does it mean to feel included? It's easy to think that inclusion is about fitting in, but some people just don't fit. For me, I'm half Mexican, but with the 5'10" and my outward appearance, I never felt quite Mexican enough. I'm also half white, but culturally, I didn't grow up around many white people, so I didn't really feel like I fit there either. So I had a simple equation. Look at the people in the spaces you want to go and just act like those people. And sometimes that required me to cut off small pieces of myself in order to fit. I grew up pretty poor, which didn't feel great, so I just trimmed that piece off. I'm a college professor whose parents didn't go to college, but that could be erased. I wanted to study the topic of gender and leadership, but I work in a very masculine field as a business professor, so I dropped the gender and just studied leadership. So that's what I study, leadership. But if you study leadership, you're bound to find race and gender differences. And even though I tried not to, I couldn't help studying the ways that leaders create more diverse and inclusive organizations. I thought I would solve this problem to get back to my leadership research. But it turns out that problem became the solution, because creating inclusive organizations is the answer to so many challenges that organizations face today. Because having one Mexican female business professor or 10 is only half the battle. Because if those women don't feel like they can be themselves, they're going to leave and find some place where they can be more authentic. Because fitting in is not actually the key to inclusion. This finally hit me in 2016, and it wasn't just the high school reunion. 2016 was also the year I got to present my research at the White House, the year I went through tenure, and the year I lost my only brother at a very young age. And maybe through all those things, I was just too tired, and I decided to let the facade go and just be me. And it was painful at first, like I was trying to sew back on all the pieces that I'd cut away. But then something kind of awesome happened. I started to realize that I was stronger with those pieces back on. I was a better professor, parent, and friend. And as I looked into this, I found this wasn't something unique about me. All of us are stronger when we feel like we can be our true, authentic selves. Think about that. Every one of us is stronger when you can just be you. Now, what does that mean for leadership? It means that leaders who are able to create environments where people feel like they can be unique and can belong are going to outperform other leaders. I started examining the leader behaviors that predicted inclusive cultures, and I put these all in a book called Inclusify, that in its first week on the market became a national bestseller. I think the leaders could see the equation as simple as I could. If all of your team members are performing better, you as a leader and your whole organization is going to perform better. If you are considering taking this leadership journey to become more inclusive, I can tell you it will be painful at times, but you'll learn a ton and end up with a competitive edge over other leaders. And in the end, I promise you, you're gonna be huge.